what is this? This is so unique. This is so interesting. What's up, friends? Today, we're checking out Leke Prabhu Ka Naam, the song. It's from a movie, I'm pretty sure, called Tiger 3. I don't read Indian, and so I don't know exactly what's going on here. We'll be looking at this song from the perspective of a producer and songwriter. Never really checked out Indian music, never really checked out Bollywood. I am familiar with a lot of other Asian music, J-pop and K-pop, and I'm very familiar with American music, Latin music. I've just never really taken a dive into Indian or Bollywood. So this is going to be a really fresh experience for me. That intro is super fresh. You know, you got the drums doing this really interesting, unique pattern. And you got that, it sounds like an electric sitar or some sort of string instrument. I'm not exactly sure what it is. It sounds great though. And it's just jamming. It's just going hard at it. Okay, starting with that kind of second section, a lot of things open up in terms of like the EQ frequency. We had a lot of like that high end, not as present. We get these choral vocals doing this. And then you have a calypso or reggaeton type beat, because a calypso beat is like a reggaeton beat but faster. So you have that bum ba bum 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 ba bum 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 ba bum bum going on. Really like those harmonies added in at the end of the phrase of what she's saying right there. Also, we've stripped a lot of the instrumentation down for this section. It's basically just percussion and their vocals. There's also this really cool synth bass going on. I really like how it moves, and I like the effect it has. Like, it has a really interesting like start or attack. Really like that part when he's just like singing in his higher register, and then he switches down to that lower register. The bum 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 dum 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 just completely switches up the song, and you have all these layers on that vocal as well. It sounds really clean. Sounds really cool. That part's so flippin' catchy. Leke Prabhu Ka Naam, 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 Naam. Like, it's almost like they're pulling that from EDM and drawing it in. You got that calypso, reggaeton type beat. It sounds great. I love interesting uses of reggaeton beats. We did something similar with my band Jack Jack on our song Dance Into the Stars, where we had a reggaeton beat, but in a rock context and like an emo rock type context. So it's cool to see them drawing that reggaeton beat into a like Bollywood pop context as well. It's cool. That whole instrumental section is so long and it's so cool. It just feels like a big like breakdown after that chorus where just like things are going down. A bunch of instruments that I don't really recognize. There's lots of percussion here that I couldn't tell you what it is, but it sounds really great and it sounds really cool. It's super interesting to me. I bet like there are things going on here where people are like, oh yeah, and like this is a common thing in Bollywood music, but I'm seeing it and I'm like, what is this? This is so unique. This is so interesting. And I like the little flirtatious, contagious. It's just like a cool little chant midway through that instrumental section. Oh. That part's so cool. It's almost like the opposite of the guy part in the first verse, where you have all these women singing in this like really layered vocal. Kind of, it's just like this kind of breakdown, and the flow on it is very like hip hop. It's so cool. It's so different. It's not like what I expected to have happen there at all. And I like just the way they manipulate the synths going into different sections too. Just a lot of really cool stuff going on. I like the kind of back and forth between the two vocalists. It's sweet. Music So going into that chorus, at first I thought, the women doing their part and their flow was like their idea of the pre-chorus. But then the guy did the same thing that he did in that first verse leading into the chorus. So I'm realizing, okay, that's just like their pre-chorus. That's how that functions. It's so weird because it's hard to like grasp on to form ideas here because this music is so like unfamiliar to me. It's cool though. It's so interesting. Great. Super catchy. Super catchy. I think it's interesting that they have this like massive instrumental section midway through the song. It's not like where you normally place it in kind of an American pop context, because normally you'd go like, verse, chorus, bridge, chorus. And here what they do is more of like a verse, chorus, bridge. And it's like that instrumental section. It's kind of the breakdown. Everyone's dancing, having a good time. And then you go to a second verse, which is really, really distinct from the first verse. Like they're doing a lot of different things. There's some things that are similar, but there's parts of it that are just like, where did that come from? And then they get into the chorus again. And it's a little extended and it's great. It's cool. Really interesting. I hope you enjoyed my thoughts on the song. If you have, I'd really appreciate if you like, comment, share, subscribe. Also, would be great if you checked out my music. Like I was talking about, my band Jack Jack has an album out called Birds Aren't Real. Maybe you'll like that if you like this. I don't know. This is super distinct. I've never heard anything quite like this. I've heard things that like approach it, but it has its own distinct personality to it that I really enjoy. That's it. Thanks so much. Catch you on the flip.